Jake, I know that is you in a nutshell. You are a lover brother, you know, like I know that you haven't always necessarily been that way, but in our relationship, we haven't known each other a long time, but you are, you know, so supportive. And I know that for everybody that you're surrounded by, everybody that you work with, whether it's a friendship, you've got the gym Be More Fitness. Every single person who comes into that gym becomes family. Can you speak into what JP touched on around being that man and how you got to be that? I know that it wasn't all the time. You've clearly tatted up. I know that you've been in a bikie gang before. I don't know if you were going to be touching on that today, but I know that when it comes to what men are supposed to be and the bravado of what shows up, we've shared before, and I've heard you share your journey and your story of what got you to that point and then what got you here.
Thanks for having me there, Becky, and grateful to be here with everyone in this room today. I guess in short, you know, like to summarize the story, I was a fat kid that was nerdy, I was overweight, I was bullied. I grew up in an environment, and a lot of us touch on here that we are a product of our environment. Jeff, Graydon, and that's one of the key factors that really shape us and shape our personalities from an early age, development stages. And I didn't have anyone really to model off. My father, he come from an adoption, so he grew up with shame, inadequacy, led to drugs, alcohol, and my mum was accustomed to abusive relationships because that's what her father was like. So to speed the process up, I didn't really have anyone to model off. I didn't have really strong role models. So I went through my life disassociated and just becoming a product of whatever was in my environment. Got to, you know, it was that nerdy kid, was bullied. In age 15, I started martial arts, ended up being a professional kickboxer, you know, always craved that sense of belonging and wanting to fit in because I didn't feel good enough for love. I hated what I seen in the mirror. I had body dysmorphia. And that it just everything compounded on that feeling of inadequacy. So I started martial arts to build confidence, to build discipline, to build grit, to build who I thought I should be in this world. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I should be strong. I should be this. And this is what, you know, a lot of men need to think like we need to be this strong character to handle our families, to handle our shit, right? So long story short, that came up. You know, I left school. Started drinking alcohol, drugs, partying just to fit in, you know. I found a close group of friends and we didn't really know what else to do, you know, and that was just what we did. Like sort of what Jeff said as well, like you just become a product of your environment. Long story short, my brother joined a gang and I thought I was going to lose him. He was the only close person that I had. So I was like, well, I'm going to protect him, you know, so I joined that gang to protect him. But I think, as you were saying, and to summarize, is like we all go through this hero's journey of our life of what we think that we should be. And it's a process of where we go, we put facades on, we put layers about what society thinks, you know, what society thinks we should be. And then the whole journey is a journey coming back to yourself, repealing all of those layers off, repealing all of those facades off so that you can get back to your authentic self. So yeah, that's what I really truly believe like the process is about. We can be all this, you know, this perception of what we should be as a man, strong, resilient, all these things, but it's all about coming back to your heart center and coming back to who you are as a person. And it's uncomfortable. We have to face off with, oh, that, you know, oh, we've got to say love you, bro, or whatever it may be. But it's about coming back to your heart and what feels authentic to you, whether that's saying I love you as a friend. And it's about accessing that vulnerability. I believe men should be strong. We should be resilient. However, we should be equally compassionate, loving, caring, and nurturing. And it's that balancing act. I call it like the yin and yang. It's about hardening and softening, hardening and softening. And that's what I really think it should be, a strong man should be, if that answers your question.
Oh, and more.
Yeah.
Yes.
Otherwise, I don't want to get lost in story. I'm like, ah!
I have no notes there.
Yeah.
You know, what you just spoke about, JP, and Jake, you did a really great job of speaking into that bro love that JP wasn't necessarily used to, and that's something that you ended up getting used to. I think it would be remiss of me not to throw to our next guest and next audience member, Callum.